So we got our first looks at the 2023 Jeep Compass, and I have to say I am really impressed with the changes they've made to this little SUV. I'm going to just throw the first photos up right now, and you can see this looks so much more like the Grand Cherokee than it ever did before. Size-wise, it's kind of hard to tell from a photo, but if you didn't tell me this was a Compass, I probably would have told you that this was a Grand Cherokee. But again, I think that is a great thing. It looks much more mature, and I think this is going to really draw in a lot of new buyers. Now, I'm going to be flipping photos from two different articles. One's going to be Car and Driver, and the other one's going to be Motor Trend. They have different pictures, so I can give you different angles here. This is the one I got from Car and Driver. I'm going to throw you one up now that I have from, excuse me, from Motor Trend right here. This one is the Trailhawk version. Now, obviously, in true Trailhawk fashion, we have the red tow hooks up front. We even have a nice decal with a red stripe across the hood, which I think looks nice. And there's a lot more black accents. You can see the black wheels that are going to be a little more off-road oriented. And I think this looks really good as well. I love the Trailhawk versions of both the Compass and the Grand Cherokee. So this looks really nice. This is another one that's not the Trailhawk version. The other one we had was red. This one's gray. It does still have some nice black accents. Not quite as much as the Trailhawk version, and that's completely okay. This does, again, look more mature like the Grand Cherokee than the previous model. And I just really like this. I think Jeep did a fantastic job redesigning this Compass. Now, before I get into the details that they gave us for the Compass, like the new engine that you're going to be excited about, I'm going to take a look at the interior because this is also just as mind-blowing as the rest of the design. This interior is so elegant and so upscale. It's such a departure of the last generation Compass that I would never have thought in a million years we would have got this kind of a quality interior in a, I don't want to even say a mid-level SUV, because this is a compact, right? This is the compact SUV. The Renegade is considered a subcompact, so that would make the Compass a compact, right? It's taken a lot of cues out of the Wagoneer. I like how now that the touchscreen is kind of separate and sitting on top of the dash like a lot of manufacturers are doing now. It's not integrated in the dash like the last generation was. The two-tone in here definitely kind of gives me an idea that this is one of the top-level trims, like the high altitude. So I don't expect to see that in most trim levels that we're going to find on the road. The steering wheel is also something that reminds me a lot like the Grand Wagoneer. That's been upgraded quite significantly, so I'm glad to see that. I'm not too sure about the white armrest on the center console there. That's going to get real dirty real fast, so I'd probably cover that up. I'd probably really like to see that in that saddle tan that they have on the dash and on the door panels there. I think that would look nice. But then again, it looks like it's probably matching the center console there where the gear selector is. But overall, I love the design. Inside, outside, the whole thing is just a great upgrade. So I think this is really going to draw in a lot of new buyers for the Compass that wouldn't even have considered it prior to this. One of the other big upgrades that we have is the engine. The 2.4 Tiger Shark engine was kind of, let's just say, in dire need of some help. Now we are getting a 2-liter 4-cylinder engine that's going to be putting out 200 horsepower and 221 pound-feet of torque. So that's a lot more oomph than that Tiger Shark that was putting out about 177 horsepower. So that torque number, I think, is what's going to play the biggest part in here. 221 pound-feet of torque is quite a bit more than, I think the 2.4 was putting out about, what, 180? Give or take, I'm not sure. If you know the exact number, drop it down below. I'm going to be really lazy right now and not look it up. But I thought it was like 180 and the horsepower was like 177, something like that. It might have been 185. Anyway, getting that much more torque and power is going to be a good thing. My only concern is that most turbo engines, especially coming from Jeep, require premium gas. And in today's gas prices, if this thing can run off regular gas, that will be perfect. That's what we need. If it requires premium, that might deter some buyers unless you can get some really good gas mileage out of this, which I do expect much better gas mileage because turbo engines always get much better gas mileage anyway. Now, to go along with that new turbo engine, we're also going to be getting a new transmission. Out with the old 9-speed, which a lot of people had issues with. They said it wasn't the best shifting transmission and it did search a lot. Now we're going to be getting an 8-speed automatic transmission. It doesn't say if it's the ZF transmission that they've been using in all of the other vehicles. I would only assume that it would be, but I don't want to make an assumption without major details. But according to Car and Driver, it is going to be getting an 8-speed automatic transmission as standard equipment, which is also another big relief that Jeep did not put a CVT in there for whatever reason. I wouldn't think they would, but there is always that chance because so many companies are going that route to save gas. I'm going to try to keep up on this and find out if it's the ZF transmission that we're used to or if this is a whole new design. Also, all-wheel drive is now standard in the Jeep Compass, so that's also nice. But then again, that's also going to mean the starting price is going to go up some. So that being said, the starting price for the Jeep Compass will start at $31,590. That will be for the sport trim, and it will go all the way up to $40,340 for the high altitude model. The Trailhawk model is going to come in at a starting price at $37,340. Now, if we're going to compare that to the 2022 model, that is an increase of $1,210. Not too bad considering all-wheel drive is now standard. So let me know what your thoughts are of the new Jeep Compass coming in 2023. I personally think it's a huge improvement. I love the redesign. I love the engine and transmission choices now. If I were in a market for an SUV, I would highly consider this now, pending some more details, of course. I want to know what your thoughts are. Do me a favor, drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button on your way out. I'm Kevin, and I'll see you in the next upload.